Hello, Starseeds. Welcome to a timeless reading of yours, alright? However, the story is intriguing to you, is how captivating it was for you to be here at this moment. This is a timeless message. And more or less, whatever brought you here, you're just seeing whether or not you're vibing with the message, okay? I am Master Seventh and reads these energies for you, aka Seventh. Should you want to know who she is, what she is all about, there's details in the description box for you, various ways to navigate between both of my channels. And either way, as Starseeds, I think it's very clear to how very fruitful this reading will be. But for those who may not know what it means to justify themselves as a starseed, we're going to say feminine and masculine energies are non-gender specific. Past, present, and future energetical timelines could always come forth within a reading. Use your discernment to take all of that which belongs to you and leave the rest behind. I want to check out the inspirational colors for you, Starseeds. Okay, Starseeds is, again, how Starseeds plays a role in your universe of conscientiousness. Okay, it can have many titles. The only title that is really important is the one that you want to be referred to as. How do you want to identify? There's more of a need to know who you are with the 12 to 15 dimensions that make your consciousness. And then being privy on how that version of who you are resonates with the Schumann resonancy of Earth. Alright, so we have love, which is the color of lavender purple, I would say, okay? I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Good on ya. Doubt, I release the need to know all the answers. Some green coming through. Obviously, we're looking at the most prominent color, okay? We have death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. I mean, that's a very intriguing conversations for Starseeds, because most often than not, some indicative sign that you mold within that definition somehow is you may have had outer body experiences, near life death experiences, died and came back, been dead for some time and came back, was in a coma and came back, told you were never going to be able to do something and then you did it, you proved people wrong. So in and of itself, you have a story, and that story is your story, and however it fits to people is however well or unwell you feel about it. The rest of that is none of your concern. Struggle brought you here, Starseeds. And the answer to what it is that you're looking for is you. Let's see, this is some tarot. I'm seeing someone going to ice skate. Something having to do with figure skates or ice hockey skates on an ice rink. Okay, this could also be outside. I don't think a lot of people have access to that. Like a rink outside, but maybe that plays a role for you. I don't know what your backyard looks like, you know? The backyard could very much be a rink in a certain time. Cool, that's so cool if it's true. It'd be cooler if it could do that in like the bathroom, right? Turn the bathtub into Now I'm talking crazy. The world is your oyster, starseeds. Right. That word is just as controversial as the word God and prayer and trigger and empath and narcissist. I mean, it's just always interesting how who qualifies as a naysayer, because of course it's always going to be they're the ones that get the most attention. And I think you're becoming aware of that, at least in your universe somehow, that misery outside of you is pleading for more of you to come coddle it, give it attention. And you're like, I'm not that person for you to fulfill that. And I can't make this make sense of you when for you using my voice box. So I have to just remove myself from the situation. I have to physically remove myself so that I'm no longer an optic to be triggered by, or to get triggered of, or to be the causation of anyone being triggered in a room. Like, but you're more than capable of that. You're more than being a conversational topic when you're not in the same room, but you're in the same household, people in the living room talking about you, and you're not even there. Like, anyway, we're starting off here with the Four of Cups. I'm seeing some issues with feet here. Okay. Maybe you're dealing with some inflamed feet issues. If this comes up and you resonate with things like this, in no way or form am I a medical practitioner of any kind, or just intuitive messages. Yet, I would say, one, if it came up and you resonated with there's a foot problem, this problem can be removed. If I'm a stranger reading that there's a problem, then I can be that same bullet of knowledge and say, oh, it can be removed. It can be removed. Someone crosses their legs too much is cutting off your circulation, especially if you're not somebody that stretches on a daily. All right, King of Pentacles. So there's a lot of sitting and thinking. This is probably what you've been doing for most of your life, hence why you're here, hence why this reading may appeal to you. There's something beyond the measurement of the labels, definition, and even science, and it's by design. The world is not designed by human. It's not. The human didn't make the tree. They can make renditions of different type of trees, but all that it was given as a gift first before it landed in humans' hands to be able to create and make something new. Is it part of a cycle? Sure, because human is part of a cycle. But does it come from the birthings of just Earth? Probably not even going to be argumentative at this point, because there's certain things that are going to come from Earth energy and some things that are going to come from what Earth has provided to be able to put forth more of. So all that, I think you've been sitting on. You're sitting on an anchor of pain. You're sitting on an anchor of guilt. You're sitting on an anchor of gratitude. You're sitting on an anchor of forgiveness. You're sitting on a lot of heavy things. This weight is coming from your butt, literally sitting on this throne and starting to feel very fucking uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Your butt's falling asleep. Some of you individuals who've been in the practice of like daily meditations, gratitude affirmations, a lot of you are also still choosing religion and putting yourself in the preachings of, I'm seeing a lot more Bible, a lot more Christian appeal here. And what's coming across is that you're doing too much light work. It's not saying that the showing up is easy or hard, but what you're more practicing of and easier to show up to is the energy that's going to have a faster return rate. And that's what I mean by just doing light work. Those are my individuals who I deem just light and love individuals who are just glorifying manifestation, but talk to them about some deep cutting shit and they're like, we'll just pray it away. Just good vibes only. It's also not really the best way the pendulum should swing just one side of the situation because it fits. Yet, why is this all coming up? Because I think this is a narrative that you more or less understand, being what it is that you might be gravitating towards within this reading. It's for you to latch on and define for yourself, and not someone as myself to give you that label. Me doing that would mean not trusting you to be able to define yourself. Starseeds, your tribe is somewhere not where you are, and it's meant by design. There are too many communities. Probably within your community, you can probably list of more than 3 who are trying to do this whole love and light shit of Reiki centers, and we're here to manifest the pain away and pray the negatives away, and here for a community of the community coming together, and you being an outsider of maybe having some kind of little bit of eyesight towards that may have felt like at least not, I'm talking to specifically somebody who decided not to be part of a community of some kind. Didn't want to volunteer for anything because something just feels either, maybe the first thing is excuses, don't have the time to, don't have the resources, don't have access. Whatever it is, it can almost be fair to say, like, with all the shit that's happened in the longitude and latitude of this earth, this whole entire earth, I mean, all of it, okay, have inequalities written all over it, all of it. And these inequalities have been teetering for a long time in social masses to get together and make something better. You hear compelling stories about people uniting of the masses and meditating, and it providing a sense of healing and healing vibrations for whatever the focus is. But if there's one person within that sea of thoughts that has a negative within that, it adds to the negative where it's going. So how do we heal something like that when you just need one little seed of badness to fester and get cancerous? We have to isolate this. We have to isolate the problem, and we have to tell the problem that it is not a problem, and that there are other resources available for you, problem, to have you be part of the wholesomeness of everything and feel connected. I feel that that's you. I feel like over life, you've been the outcasted one, which is usually a narrative for how this label attracted you in this reading. outcasted, told you have things to offer. People can wait for you to get a career, be a service of other people, put yourself out there. Yet when it comes to emotional curiosities of the heart, or relationships, or releasing the stressors of life, those same very people who want you to become something are all of a sudden absent in those fundamental moments of your life, and they fester like cancer, knowing that it's real, and knowing that over repetition the cycle keeps going and it adds on to the pressure of the weight, so you become anchored. You don't know how to move, your butt gets uncomfortable, and the seat maybe that you're sitting on diminishes of value over time, if you're sitting on a seat at all. All that's a bit coming from this energy, temperance in the world, that came out. This is a fragile time to recognize what is to be able to recognize, and then inevitable cognitive dissonance is going to happen with the whole entire gridlock of what it means to label this planet as either a planet or Earth, flat or round. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the narrative of just utter chaos. It's going to be the chaos of information, and you, the sole independent person of what it is that you are going to come with both halves of your body come together in one and understand the makeup of the triangle that which it is that you are. And that triangle manifests into knowing and activating your third eye. That is pivotal to tell you how your intuition is not only feeling at this time, not only how it wants to feel, not only how it wants to navigate, but what it sees. If you want to know the triangle here, this is a triangle, two hands coming together, the pineal gland exploding. And a triangle comes from your chest. And a lot of people are like, oh, Illuminati. We're going to leave that where it is. Because if you want to be part of a problem, you can be part of that problem. But since everything is out in the open anyway, not much has to be explained to see who is what, especially if you can see things with your third eye. So am I going to be concerned of any labels that of which I know I am or not? No, I'm not. And neither should you. If you're wondering what keeps it all together, it's not your energy that keeps it all together. Is there an energy that you're a part of that keeps it all together? I believe so. There's too many designs overlapping in infinitum all over the place to make it seem that one person isn't connected to it all. And that one person is really the only one that's responsible for everything. Is a timeline that we're so far away from what the beginning was that we're also not interested to have that conversation. But who and what can answer that for you is how you show up with vulnerability, the value of knowing what you have behind eyes closed, and recognize who it is that you are. Ace of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Humanity is a collective, yet they're isolated. The United States haven't made a slogan out of this. United we stand, divided we fall. Pretty much is the answer to everything as to why it is what it is. So the solution to the problem is right there. There are a lot of symbols around you, starseeds, that are very powerful and are in charge of keeping individuals where they are. Because the way that the narrative wants to play out is that those who no longer want to be part of the matrix are no longer part of the matrix by getting themselves out of it. But not waiting for someone to do the saving. Because no one's ever saved you up to this point, so why would you believe in a narrative that someone else is going to come to do the saving for you? However long you've been on this planet, in this lifetime, maybe you can count on one hand how many times somebody has come to you in those moments and saved you. How many of you may have wondered after certain situations whether or not praying would be beneficial for you? Did it help you? Alright. So let's see what else we got. Slippery slope. Remember to breathe, starseeds. That's where it begins. That's how you calm the heart, by breathing. That's how you can navigate the mind, figuring what it's aiming towards and how to ease it. There's a world that happens behind your eyelids. Have you explored it? Ten of Cups. The power that couldn't make manifest between parents came through you. Yeah, came through you. Ace of Wands and an Eight of Wands. That power is a combination of love, passion, desire, anger, temper, frustration, love, charm, need, loyalty, fight, survival, damnation, horizon, rainbow, everything. Winning and losing. Excuse me, as I'm like dealing with some sinus issues right now. One moment. So, yeah, that's what's coming through from you, because that's how it is within you. And maybe right now, in order to break free out of that, like break free into it and out of it, is having to go through that. And so some of y'all are beginning that waking up journey of healing ancestral traumas, the traumas of your mom, the traumas of your dad, even grandparents. Yeah. The Passion. The Emperor. Interesting they went back to that deck to prove that energy. Because that's the major arcana of all the DNA of ancestral masculine energy coming forth that's going to make sure that you heed the message. And in that, it also forces you to then get up and off of that uncomfortable position and do something about it. a lot of you will go back into honoring yourself, which means asking yourself, how do you want to exist? Do you want to do hair? Are you a hairstylist? How can you dabble enough time in it to entertain how it makes you feel well? And then do you need to substitute something else to help you? But you really shouldn't. You shouldn't be in position to have too many distractions. But you can have different hobbies intertwine themselves into one aspect that you're comfortable with devoting time to, that will give you the reward that it is that you're searching for, I believe. So think about maybe if you're a little lost to figure out what that exact is, see if there's certain talents within your interests that seem a bit similar from one another. And maybe if you individually address them over time, they will come together with some sort of euphoria, or a moment in time will come to you where like, oh, this is how I can utilize all these different talents of mine and put it into one. Okay? A jack of most trades can be a master of one. I don't get this often. I think this is almost like the first time I'm getting this energy. Although this is not a major arcana, I feel like this is the Knight of Swords is speaking in the name of the major arcana energies. I think some fundamental person is going to come in and have a message to share of an opportunity that you've been waiting for. So maybe that speaks on the talent aspect of being able to put things together, finding that craft, and being able to execute it. It doesn't seem tangible right now. Yeah, look at that, 3 of Wands. It doesn't seem tangible. Yet Starseed, you're a Starseed, or at least accepting the reading for what it is. So let that bide its time. Okay? Alright, that's all that I have for you at this time. I wish you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.